Welcome to another episode of Free Meditation TV. My name is Andrew and this is Oksana.
Hello! Today we will talk about how meditation can help us to alleviate our stress in our lives.
I personally think this is going to be a good episode, Oksana. I have a lot of stress in my life, mostly self-inflicted. I think too much and I think about the future. I've really enjoyed Sahaja Yoga meditation because it's given me tools to manage my stress, and I meditate for stress relief. So I'm hoping that some of the tips and some of the information we show you this evening will help you too.
So we will start our class with a little animation video. In this video you will see what happens in your body and in your subtle system when energy kundalini arises within us. So let's start with the video. So you could see that within us there is all these nerves around. That's our central nervous system.
And you see all the nerves in the hands. They come into the hands, the arms. They're connecting to the circles, which we call the nerve plexi. And the ancient Chinese and Indians really understood how all the nerves holistically interact in the body.
So within the triangular bone area, there is this energy kundalini that arises, and when it crosses all these energy centers, they're called chakras, and then it comes from the top of our head, and we could feel cool breeze coming from the top of our head. And this is what we call yoga.
So now let's go into a little bit more detail. You saw the picture of the person with the energy enlightened, the nerves enlightened. Let's take a look at this next slide, and you're going to see on this slide how it's broken down in the vertical channels. So the middle one is the spine, that's your central channel. The one on the right is yellow colored. That's called the right channel, or the sympathetic nervous system, about an inch away from the spine. And then on the other side is called the left channel, which is the sympathetic nervous system, and it's blue in our diagram on the left side of the body.
So let's drill a little bit further. So first we will talk about right energy channel.
So for our right energy channel, as mentioned, that corresponds to your right sympathetic system. This is responsible for your physical and your mental activity.
So when we think too much, when we're futuristic, when we like to plan, we overuse this energy of that channel. And on our hand, right hand, that is the ending of our right sympathetic nervous system, we could feel a burning, tingling sensation. It could be hot. What it means is this channel is overused.
This is what I was talking about when I feel stressed. So this is my issue, my weakness, that futurism, that extra thinking. I feel heat in my liver, I feel heat on the right side, and I wear out this channel. And that's when stress comes, when you're doing too much of something. So that, unfortunately, suits me to a T, Oksana.
So, but when this channel is balanced, what you feel cool sensation on your right hand. So now we will move to the next slide that will talk about the left energy channel.
The left energy channel is kind of the opposite of the right channel. It's when you're not go, go, go. You're kind of just sitting around too much. And what happens when you're kind of depressed or lethargic is that you overuse this channel. And much like the right channel, you can get heaviness and tingly sensations in your left hand. And unfortunately, this is not a good channel to be suffering from, because you can feel sad, you can feel depression, this kind of sense of helplessness that you don't really want to do anything, and what's the point if you did? So hopefully that explains the left energy channel well. Once again, if you're feeling this cool energy in your left hand, and it goes cool, it means you're in balance on your left side.
Yeah. Just in a nutshell, left channel corresponds, it gives energy to our emotional side. So it's good to have joy, to feel well. This is how we use our left channel. But when we overuse with sadness, with depression, then we feel our left hand becomes very tingly, burning, and we know that we're out of balance. So now we move to the next slide, and that would be the central channel within us.
This is ultimately where we want to be. We want to balance that left and right sympathetic nervous system so that we're in balance. In the center, what is the center? The central energy channel. So this is the parasympathetic nervous system inside your spine, and it's normally active when we sleep. And what does that mean? It means it's refreshing our body, repairing things in our body, taking away these stresses. Closest example you can feel to this is when your energy is rising up the central channel, like we showed in the video earlier, and you really get this refreshed and relaxed experience or the sensations. And it's kind of like when you wake up after a perfect sleep. You feel in the present moment. You feel, hey, I could do anything today. I feel relaxed and recharged. So this is once again when, on our hands and the nerve endings on our hands, that you're feeling a cool energy in both of the hands, not just on one hand.
So when we feel cool, and a cool coming from both of our hands and from the top of our head, it means we're in the center, it means we're thoughtless, it means energy kundalini is risen, it means we're in our yoga. And this is how we manage our stress in meditation.
Great ending, Oksana. That's what I need tonight after this episode, having a nice silent meditation. So we hope you enjoyed the topic tonight about the different channels, about becoming stress-free. Now the part of the program is where we watch a video of our founder, Srimanaji. And you're going to hear her talking on some of these points about spirituality and about things we can do in our life to become stress-free. So let's roll the video of Srimanaji.
One of the reasons is that we do not know the absolute truth. Somebody says this is right, another says that is right, somebody says this is right, and they're fighting. They believe in it. They believe that this is right, that is right, and they fight. All kinds of wrong ideas have been managed to exploit us, to befool us, and to lead us into the path of destruction. We are getting destroyed from within, if you see. All kinds of diseases, unknown diseases are coming up. Our children are getting ruined. Families are getting ruined. What is the reason for this decline? Within these 30, 40 years only, such a decline has come. What is the reason? The reason is, one of them is that our indiscreet freedom. And the second one, I think, is materialism. As I told you, they asked me for a Rolls Royce because they can't understand anything without money. This is the most absurd thing, that they believe that spirituality also can be bought with money. You can purchase your guru. You can retain him. You cannot. So what happens to you when you get your realization is, first, you feel a cool breeze on your fingertips. Also, you feel a cool breeze coming out of your fontanelle bone area, which is the actualization of your baptism. It's actualization. And Sahaja Yoga is becoming, it is not just a lecture or explanation or a sermon. It is becoming. Means you become something that is already described, that you are to be born again. Now, if you just certify yourself as born again, you are not. It's just a false certificate. If you are born again, you have certain powers and you become a saint. You have to be a saint if you are born again. You become a Sufi. But if that doesn't happen to you, you cannot just certify yourself as born again. Any certificate they are like this is just a brand. For example, it might be a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, anyone can commit any sin. It's just a brand. It's nothing inside. So what happens to you that you become a righteous person? Become. You can't do wrong things. You cannot do things which are irreligious. You just don't do it. You don't get tempted to do anything. On the contrary, you enjoy your virtues. Your attention becomes absolutely innocent, without any lust and greed. And such a person, even a glance of such a person, can bring peace. The source of all this is this all-pervading power of divine love. So you are connected with that power. Once you are connected with that power, it starts flowing through. And when it starts flowing through you, you can feel it. Then it makes you grow. As a result, you know the absolute truth on your fingertips. Even children can know the absolute truth on their fingertips. There are people who don't believe in God. They come to me, I said, all right, ask a question, is there God? 3 times. And they get the cool breeze. Then I just say, there is God. Then they get a tremendous stream of cool breeze. Thus you can make out also your own centers. What's wrong with your own centers? Is there any problem in your center? Immediately you can find out on the fingertips. Many people who are about to go for a heart attack or for some sort of a serious cancer do not know they have. But a Sahaja Yogi will immediately know that his center is catching, and immediately he knows also how to correct it. So you can have self-knowledge about your own centers, and you understand. Today only one gentleman came and told me, Mother, my agya is catching. Means that I am egoistical. Nobody would say that I am egoistical. But he just came and told me, Mother, my agya is catching, please correct me. That means you yourself know that this is happening within yourself, and you know how to correct yourself. So you become the doctor, you become diagnosis, and you become the medicine. It sounds very fantastic, but it's a fact. Then the second thing happens to you, that you get the knowledge about others' centers also. You know about others. Sitting down here, you can find out what are the centers of any person. Immediately you can find out. Once you find out the centers, if you know how to correct them, you can correct also others. So who is the other? The microcosm becomes the macrocosm. Then we have another problem always, that we live in the future or in the past, never in the present. If I say, come to your present, you cannot come. It's very difficult for you to come to your present. So, what's the reason is that we are thinking of the future and the past. One thought rises and falls down, another thought rises and falls down. In between these thoughts, there is this vilamba, is what we call the present. When the Kundalini rises, she elongates the thoughts, and this space increases, and you become thoughtlessly aware. Thoughtlessly aware. You become, again I say, you become. There are no thoughts, but you are absolutely aware, which is also described by Jung, that after realization you become thoughtlessly aware. That is the time you are absolutely at peace with yourself and with everything else. That's the time you are peaceful in the real sense of the word. I've seen people getting many awards, peace awards, of peace conferences and all that. I know them, but surprisingly they're extremely hot-tempered. And if you have to talk to them also, you have to take a barge pole in between because they have such a temper. I don't know how they got these peace awards and things like that. But you find them all around, such people who have got peace award without any peace within. So you have to have your peace within yourself. And this you achieve through thoughtless awareness. The another thing happens to you, that you become the witness of the whole drama. Say, if you are in the water and there are waves, you are afraid of it. But supposing you get into the boat, then you watch these very carefully, you can watch them, also you can enjoy them. But supposing you know how to swim, then you can jump and save many people. So like this, into two stages you rise. The first one, when you rise into the boat, when you are thoughtlessly aware. And the second state, which we call, is a doubtless awareness, which is called as, Sanskrit language, it is called as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. The first one as Nirvichar Samadhi, and the second one as Nirvikalpa Samadhi, where you have no doubts about yourself. You know that. You know all your inner knowledge. You know about your inner being, and you know about the inner beings of others. This knowledge we have to know, and it takes hardly any time for you to know. Hardly, I would say, even 1 month is sufficient. But what I've seen, that people have to be deep to go into it. Normally, once they get realization, they feel extremely relaxed, peaceful, then finished. But it's like a seed being sprouted. It has to grow into a tree. They get lost. First, some disease they have is cured, then they come out with another disease. Second year, I come back. So one has to be determined about it in the beginning. Then you cannot leave it, because you enjoy it so much. You know that you are now in the kingdom of God.
Let's now meditate together. Please just sit up nice and comfortably with your hands like this, but just sitting on your lap. Next, just take a deep breath and relax. We're going to play some music now, a little bit louder, and see if you can hear the music just above the top of your head. See if you can feel a cool energy above your head, and put your attention up here. If you find that you're thinking on and on and on, just say, I forgive. Or you could say, not these thoughts. And once again, just try to feel an energy above your head, and also you could almost hear the music above your head, so that you can stay in a bit of a thoughtless awareness state. So now, let's enjoy a few minutes of flute music. Now we'll come out of our little meditation and hope you felt once again a cool energy coming out the top of your head, and you had some moments of thoughtlessness, and not only that, but maybe you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling fresh, or recharged, and our energy has gone into the center channel, and we've let go some of our stress from today. So we hope you enjoyed that meditation with us.
Yes, thank you. So now if we could get a banner, you could go to the website, freemeditation.com, and there, on this website there are a lot of useful resources, and there is good meditation music that you could use on your own.
This is what we do next. Our next steps after our episode is that our freemeditation.com will give you all those resources to keep trying to meditate tomorrow, the next day. And what's also neat is freemeditation.com shows you the classes in your area, any country around the world. There's lots of free classes made by volunteers like Oksana and myself.
Yeah, or you could watch us.
Yeah, come back next Tuesday at 8:30, and don't forget to like us and subscribe to YouTube. And that's it for this week. Please stick around, ask us questions, and we'll keep talking if there's any questions.
Yeah, we'll give it a few minutes.
Next week, we were thinking of talking about some specific treatments for the right channel to cool it off, as it's a channel that gets overheated. And we were thinking of talking about some treatments for the left channel to actually heat it up and get people going that have that momentum problem to get moving. So that's what we're thinking about for next week. So now maybe we'll wrap it up, unless maybe this week we're not going to have any questions because everybody's just kind of thoughtlessly aware and in the meditation. So I think we're just going to wrap it up. So, there is one question. 2 questions.
Raul asked, I feel relaxed now, but how do I handle anxiety from day to day?
Great question. Do you want to answer that one?
Yeah, that's the easiest thing, is to meditate every day. It's not, you don't need to do it for a long time. Just 5 minutes in the morning when you wake up, and 5-10 minutes in the evening. You do this exercise, you do this meditation, and you would feel your stress really go down.
I actually suffered from anxiety in, I think, 2008 or 2009, and it was just this kind of relentless thoughts coming at me. And so I had to really learn to be in the present moment, just to not over meditate, just a few minutes, as Oksana said, in the morning and the evening. But then I slowly got over my thoughts, didn't let them have power over me, because at least in my case, when I had a lot of anxiety, it was like I was really believing into those thoughts. And then they're just thoughts, they're not real. And meditation can help teach us that. And it took me 6 months, but I did get over that.
Another question?
Dennis asks, how long should I meditate for? I believe you've answered it, but you can answer it again with more detail.
Yeah, you start with 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, and do it every day.
Any more questions?
Yes, one final question or one additional question. Dennis also asks, what can I do to help me calm down so I can go into meditation?
Oh, that's a great one. You know what really helps, Dennis, is that if you're really cranked up after work or for whatever reason, go outside if the weather's nice. Just look at grass or the trees. Just breathe slowly for a couple minutes. Nature really helps. Seeing that green color really brings us down a notch. If you can't go outside for whatever reason, you could look at some images on YouTube. Maybe type in Yellowstone National Park or images of forests, and you could watch a video with nature in it. That helps me a lot. Maybe Oksana could take a crack at answering
There
those
is
questions
another
too.
very simple solution. when this energy within us, Kundalini, rises, and it rises spontaneously. At this moment, you are absolutely stressed. So what you do is that in the morning, you could use your right hand and just 3 times do like that. And check. Is it cool there? If it's cool, you're perfect. You are thoughtless. If you could stay cool like that just for a minute or 2, you're good for the day. Eventually, you might be able to stay thoughtless for hours, but we start with a minute or 2.
Even just a couple minutes, you're going to have stress relief. You're going to start feeling better and better. So that's it. That was our questions. I think that's all for tonight, and hopefully we see you soon. Have a
Thank you
good
very
night,
much.
everyone.
Thank you. Okay.